of all, thank you guys very much for the support. My first video had a lot of views and I was so happy, I was so excited, I was so motivated. Except that you guys were not subscribing. Why? Please, I want to know why you guys were not subscribing. It takes a second, like a second to subscribe. Like, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's very important to me. And like this video, comment and tell me how you feel about it. So in today's video, I've been thinking a lot about it. We've been at home for a very long time because of the pandemic, and I thought of movies that I could share with you guys, movies I felt were very interesting and educative to me that I could share with you guys so you guys can watch and occupy yourself. So let's get right into it. The first movie I want to talk about is Love Guaranteed. Okay, so in Love Guaranteed, this movie involves a lady lawyer and a guy who wanted to sue a dating app because he had been on close to 1,000 dates, 1,000 dates, and he couldn't find anybody that he felt suited him. So he decided to sue the dating app, and then brother ended up falling in love with the lady lawyer. It's a very, very interesting movie. You should go and watch it. The second movie I want to talk about is The Perfect Guy. No, there's no day, but it's just Perfect Guy. In this movie, it involves a woman who had hit her 30s, had her life together, had her career, but wasn't getting married. And you know, in our society, when a lady hits 30 and the person isn't able to have a family, they start putting pressure on her to get such stuff. So this woman was in a relationship with someone, but the person was not ready to be with her, so she broke up with the person and then met another guy that seemed too perfect to be true. He was too perfect to be true and didn't know what was happening behind closed doors. So you should go and watch it, The Perfect Guy. So the third movie I want to talk about is an African movie called Black Rose. Black Rose is a very, very educative and interesting movie because I feel like it teaches us, the young girls that are upcoming, a lot of things that life is about. It's about a girl who was from a very, very poor background. Even getting food to eat was very hard. She had to drop out of school and be with her family and help her family sell food by the roadside because it was very hard for them. So one time she was going to deliver food to somebody, and then she met a man who came to fix his car at the mechanic shop. And then she thought to herself that the man could lift her out of poverty, but she didn't know what was in store for her. It's a very, very interesting movie. It talks about the proverb that not all glitters is gold. You should go and watch Black Rose. Okay, so the next movie I want to talk about is also an African movie called Citation by Mr. Easy's girlfriend. I hope you all know Mr. Easy, the artist. Her girlfriend, I've forgotten her name, but she's in, and it's an African movie. It talks about sexual harassment. If you know me very well, I'm against sexual harassment. I feel like it's a thing the society should pick up and really take a look at because a lot of people can't really voice out these things. So it's a very, very educative movie, and I feel like every female should watch it. Okay, so the next movie I want to talk about is a reality show. A very, very interesting reality show called Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle is about a group of males and a group of females who are put together in a house. It's like Big Brother Nigeria example. That's a reality show. So they were put together in a house and they had rules and regulations in the house. And at the end of the reality show, there was an amount, like a cash prize, that was $1 million that they were going to get if they were able to obey the rules and regulations in the house. Yes. So there was a major rule which was not to involve in any sexual activity of any form. Anybody who engages in any sexual activity causes the main cash prize to be affected. So an amount is going to be deducted if a person engages in any sexual activity. So for example, if you are caught kissing someone, an amount of about $3,000 is going to be deducted, which is going to affect everybody, not only the people that were involved in the act. So I feel like this movie involves a lot of teamwork. They all had to come together to speak to themselves that don't do this, be cautious and stuff, so that at the end all of us can actually have the cash prize. Yes, it's a very interesting reality show, very very interesting, so you should go and watch. The next one I want to talk about is Love is Blind. Love is Blind is close to too hot to handle, but this is a real life thing. It's a reality show, and they actually will end up getting married with real certificates. In Love is Blind, I heard it's about an experiment, and they wanted to check how if it's possible that people can actually fall in love without physically meeting each other. So in Love is Blind, the males were separated from the females, and there was a barrier, but you could speak to each other but without seeing each other. So as days went on, a person will speak to different people till he meets somebody that feels like you can they emotionally connect. So when you feel like you emotionally connect with each other, you eventually meet each other, and then you decide to be in a relationship that will eventually end to marriage. And all this happens in about a month or so, and they'll get married with real certificates, like real marriage, not a joke. Yes, so go and watch Love is Blind. So the next one I want to talk about, this is for my Korean series lovers. Please, if you don't like Korean series, I'm sorry, please, but it's a very interesting Korean series for my Korean series lovers. Meteor Garden. Meteor Garden. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but Meteor Garden. It's here. So this involves a girl who was from a poor background, but got the opportunity to get a scholarship to a school where they had a lot of rich kids there. So she met somebody, but the person was mean to her. But eventually, this main person ends up being with her. Very, very interesting Korean series. You guys should go and watch. Especially my Korean series fans, you love it. I have another Korean series for my Korean series babes, and that's Goblin. Goblin is also a very, very interesting Korean series, and it's different from the normal Korean series that we know because it has a different storyline. It was about a god who had lived for about 1,000 years, and he was tired of living, so he wanted to die. But for him to die, there was somebody that wasn't yet born, but the person would break the curse for him to die. So eventually the person is born, and he meets the person, but he falls in love with the person, and so he doesn't want to die again, and now he wants to be with the person. That's the basic storyline. So you should go and watch Goblin too. So the ninth one I want to talk about is Rebecca. Rebecca is a very different type. It's not like the regular movies. It has this England setting and royalty, England royalty kind of setting. It was about a girl who was making it on her own. She didn't have parents or a family, so she had to work as a maid. But there, it's called lady companion. So instead of maid, they call you a lady companion. So she was working as a lady companion for somebody else. So through that, she met a man who has lost his wife about a year ago, and people used to say that nobody could fill the void of his wife, and nobody could fill the space of his wife, and etc. But she didn't even listen. She ended up marrying this man, and after marrying the man, she understood everything. The puzzle came together. It wasn't as people said. It was a different story altogether. It's a very, very interesting movie. You should go and watch it, Rebecca. And the last movie I want to talk about is Suits. This is a series, and it's for those who love reading, the law students, and etc. It was about a guy who had a fake identity as a lawyer. He hadn't been to law school before, or had no experience with law, but he just knew the books because he used to read to write examinations for people who were going to law school, and they would pass. He was very, very intelligent. The abnormal IQs, not the more than average IQs, and he could just read a book, and he could recite everything from the beginning to the end. So through some circumstance, he got an opportunity to be a lawyer, even though he had not passed the bar or he hadn't gone to law school or anything, which was a crime in the country. So he was going to be like, is he going to be caught, or he's going to sail through without being caught? So it was punishable. It was a crime and was punishable. So he had to maneuver his way around and save himself. So we have come to the end of this video. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share your views. Tell me in the comment section which one you would love to watch. So until next time, see you guys.